So as I said, LMDB holds all the information about the managed systems. Okay, so solution manager is called as a central system, and all the other systems which are connected to the solution manager is called as a managed system. Okay, so those systems are managed by the solution manager, hence it is called managed system. So as I said, it is 1:n ratio. So one solution manager with you can have n number of managed systems, and those n number of managed systems can be from any customer. So in Cotasaf or in Coforge, we have three customers as of now. Okay, so all those three customers, even though they are in different landscapes, okay, different clouds. Okay, one is in Azure, one is in Google Cloud, and even though they are in different clouds, they are all connected to the solution manager, which is running on Google Cloud. Okay, so it is possible to have each one of the customers in different clouds or different on-premise, provided they should have the internet connectivity. Okay, they should have the LAN or bandwidth connectivity. As long as there is a network connectivity available between the customers and the solution manager, it is possible for the solution manager to connect to the managed system for monitoring or whatever it is. Okay, so as I said here, I'm going to the technical system. I'm just trying to see any one of the system as a map or whatever it is. Okay, and I'll just show you what are all the information. I'm just comparing the information that is available in the LMDB along with the systems after I logged in. Okay, say for example, let me take production system of EP1. EP1 is the production system for Carhartt. Okay, so I'll just. Then meanwhile, I log into Carhartt as well. Carhartt. I'm not connected to the VPN as it is getting error. Just hold on. Okay. So, CP1 car one. Okay, so this is the system. The extended system ID is what we manually created, like EP1 is a system ID followed by the customer number, followed by 010202, whatever it is. And so EP1 is a system ID. And if you see database host, this is the production system, okay? EU2, PRV, ERP, DB, LB, okay? Usually we see that this, the database instance number or whatever from the system status, right? Let me go and check. So here if you see, it shows that EU2, PRD, ERP, DB01. Okay. But here in LMDB, what I am seeing is ERP, DB, LB. Okay. So what is the difference? Why this is different in this case? Okay. So this is the actual host, but I am seeing it as DB, LB. Okay. So why there is a difference? Especially this difference you can see only in production system, not in the other system. Okay. If you take quality and other stuff, you obviously see the same host number in what you see in LMDB is what you see in the system status of the SAP application server. Okay. So here the reason is, as I said earlier, this is set up in a high cluster mode, high available cluster mode. Okay. So obviously there will be two nodes. Two nodes will be, the second node will be DB02. Okay. So after the system, after the service, DB service failed over from node 01 to node 02, okay. Even at that time also we need to monitor the system, right? So after it failed over, you will get an alert saying that there is no service running on DB01 because the VM was down. But obviously it will be failed over to DB02. So at that case, the solution manager needs to know about a common name, the load balancer name, which is called load balancer, DB load balancer. Okay. You will come across this name very frequently in production. Okay, load balancer name. So this is the load balancer name. It will be pointed in the DB host so that solution manager will check this load balancer and get the information about on which node the service is running. Okay, so if it is in DB01, then it monitors DB01. Or it failed over to DB02, it fails over to DB02. Okay, it gets the information from the load balancer, and that is the reason we are seeing the database host number as PBLD for production. But for the other standalone systems, distributed system, you will see the straight host name there. Okay, it's not an issue. This is how the setup is. Okay, this installation number. Guys, any questions?
So this is like a backup, no? But
no, it's not called backup. It is
no,
setup.
Yeah, the setup. Sorry.
Okay, so this is how it is set up. So this is how even SAP recommends to set it up for production. For quality, it is okay. For quality and development system, you can have the direct DB host in LMDB. Okay, but I think Ashutosh has left. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's continue. So this installation number is what you see here. Okay, 6682. The release is 753 and the release is 753, where you can see it here. 753 SAP basis. This is the component that defines the release version. Okay, SAP underscore basis. This is the component which defines the product version or product release 753. Okay. Similarly, if you log into some other system to get to know, then you should look for SAP basis component release only. Okay, so this is the base component which defines the release version. Okay, and since this is a HANA installed on this, the HANA version is 1809. The DB HANA version is 1809, but the release version of the SAP application server is 753. Okay, and these are all the things that you get to whatever here you can see here. ABAP platform 809. Okay, S4 HANA 809. These are all automatically supplied. The data supplier SLD will be pushed over here automatically. Okay, so these are all the add-on components. Fiori is always an add-on. Okay, Fiori, access control. can see theory, access control. These are all the add-on components, but this is the main version. SAP S4 HANA on premise is the main version. Okay, you will get to know about these things when you start working on it. You need not worry about it. If you see 10 components here, then how to identify which is the base component, how to identify which is the add-on component. You get to know when you start working on managed system configuration. Don't worry on this right now. So as of now, this is HANA S4 HANA version, and these are all the add-ons. Theory and the access control is add-on, and this ABAP platform and the other things are called product version. Okay. So this is the production system. The lifecycle status is active. Support portal, you can push the data to the support portal to get all the information. And let's see the next step proper. Okay, the same thing. Whatever you saw it in the system tab, the same thing you are seeing it over here. Okay, you can go through it when you have time. And system database. System database is EP1. The system ID is extended system ID EP1 car01. Host name is load balancer LB. Manufacturer is SAP. The release version is 2047. So here for database, you have to read it like this. It's not 2.0.47. Instead, you should call it as HANA version 2.0 with version level, revision level 47. This is the revision level. You can ignore this, but you have to read it like this. HANA version 2.0. Okay, HANA version 2.0 with the revision level 47. 47 is the revision level. We have the updated 56 or 57, I don't know. It has crossed 50, that is for sure. You have to read it like this, the HANA database version. Okay, and then technical instances. Technical instances, you can see it shows application servers, 3 application servers. Okay, 10, 20, and 30. This is the application server host name. EU2 PRD ERP app 01, 02, 03. This is exactly what you see here. Okay. So SM51, you are seeing 3 application servers, all are active in status. Okay, so that is what you are seeing, application server 1, 2, 3. The working directory, as I said, USR, SAP, SAD, D10 means it is as ABAP, working. This is a working directory. You will see all the logs in the working directory. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
This is ICM server port. This ICM is Internet Communication Manager. You remember when we were discussing about the SAP architecture, I was mentioning to as ICM. So both web dispatcher,
ICM.
you remember, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So that port number is 8000. 8000 is HTTP port and 4410 is HTTPS. Okay, if you see the difference in the URL, you see HTTP 8000 and HTTPS 44130. So now the question is it always 8000 or 44130? No, it's not. You can customize your own way. Okay, you can define your own port on there. But by default, the ICM will be 8 followed by the instance number, then 0. Okay, so it can be 8110, 8112, whatever you can. By default, if you are not defining anything, the system will take it in a very default manner. Okay, but it is not a good practice, but we can define it in our own way. Okay, so then we go to the message server. Okay, so message server is EU2 PRD ERP CSL1. As I said, message server takes care of the load balancing. So remember, if you have 10 application servers, the application 1 will be highly utilized, all the users, almost all the workforces will be occupied. So at that time, if an external user tries to connect, the request will be passed over to the message server. So message server, it pings to the application server, gets all the information and knows which one is currently free. Okay, so then the request will be dispatched to the freely available server. Okay, so if the message server goes down, technically it means that the server is down. Okay, because no other user will be able to connect via message server. So this information, you can see it in SMMS. Yes, MMS. Okay, if you see message server running on EU2 PRD CPSL1, the port number is 3600. sorry, 3611. Okay, so the same thing, yes, you are seeing over here. That's okay. And then for central services, actually, central service is nothing but the message server and MQ server. Okay, that is called as the central services. But we do have a different tab to know about the port numbers. Okay, so central services instance number is 11. That is the reason you are seeing it as 11 here. Okay, so this information and ABAP client. ABAP client is the number of the client as I'm not sure. Have you been taken classes on SAP client before? No, not it, right?
No.
Not it. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll tell you what is a client is nothing but a logical unit. Okay, a logical unit of a system. Okay, so say for example,
Yesterday Prasanna taught us. He told us that client we have to understand in different topic. I think we have aligned with this topic in further classes.
Okay, that's fine. This is nothing but when you logged in, it will ask you the client number to which you are logged in. That's it. This client, right? By default, 000 we need not log. We should not log into 000 client in production. So instead, they'll copy a client from 000. So here in Carhartt, we have 200 clients. So if you log into 200, then you will be able to access the tables and the schemas specific to this client only, 200 only. You will not be able to access the table which is available in 00 or 000. Okay, so as of now, you get to know this. When the corresponding class comes in, you will get to know more about it. Okay? So this is about client, the information here. And the host, as it is, we have app 1, app 2, app 3. We have DB also, and we have the central services. Now the question comes, you mentioned only about DB01. What happened to DB02? Why it is not displayed here? Okay, because it doesn't mean that it is ignored from the monitoring. When the data are being pushed into this SLD from SLD to LMDB, this was the host that is currently connected to, the application server was connected to DB01, and that is the reason we are able to DB01 only. Okay, it does not mean that the DB02 is not functional. It is functional. Okay, I'll show you where it is functional. Okay. Okay, this code and this destination. Destination is nothing but the RFC connection. Okay, most of the RFC connections between the solution manager and the manager. Okay, this RFC can be seen over here as well. Okay, so this is a generated destination which will connect to SOD, our solution manager. Okay. So we have thousands of RFCs here. Okay, if you see here, you have all the types of RFCs present over here, but only RFCs that is used for connection between the solution manager and the managed system configuration will be displayed over. Okay, not all the connections are displayed over here. Okay. The next point, you said that DB02 is not displayed. Then where can you see DB02? Okay, it is possible to see it in the same LMDB screen. Okay, but instead application server ABAP, you should be the database, the HANA database. Sorry. One, here it is. So EP1 CAR1 is configured for load balancer. EP1 CAR2 is configured for DB01, CAR3 for DB02, and for also, as I mentioned here, for West US, there is one DB running, right? DR, disaster recovery. You remember that? Hello guys, can
Yes,
you?
yes.
Right? Even for that also we have defined in the HANA database. We have created the technical system here. Okay, EP1 car04 corresponds to the DB REST US DB, and this is for node B, and this is for node A, and this is for a common one which connects to 01 or 02, whichever the services is available. Okay. So this is how you maintain it. If you see 02, it shows the secondary database. It is showing as a secondary. So it automatically found that this is a secondary database, and we have all the information about this uploaded to SAP support portal as well. So that SAP gets to know that this is the configuration of the system. In this highly available EP1 system, we have 3 application servers, we have 3 database servers. One is primary, secondary, and another one is the DR host. So all this information is available in the LMDB so that the SAP gets to know about it, and this is the prerequisite for you to enable the monitoring. Okay, if you have not configured this, it is not possible to do the monitoring, because when you start the monitoring process, even the solution manager needs to know about complete information about the system. Okay, so if it is not properly updated and if it is not getting displayed over here, or if there is a connectivity problem from SLD to LMDB, it is not at all possible for the solution manager to perform the monitoring in a very complete manner. Okay, so that's it. So this is the LMDB. You can get to know all the information about as Java, SAP HANA database, any information you can come and take it over here. Okay. Now let's go to the monitoring part. So monitoring part, I need to go to the solution manager. Okay, but timed out. No worries.
So this solution manager which you are connected right now. So this is sample one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So when it comes to the monitoring, SAP has delivered some standard templates for each and every system to be used. Just like how they have the predefined code for each and everything. Okay. Similarly, for monitoring also, they have their own template which can be directly used or it can be customized. Okay. So here, the solution manager configuration. Okay. So here, if you go to application operations, you see system monitoring. Okay, in the system monitoring, you have to run through all these steps, but since all those things are already done, I'm directly going to the template maintenance to show you how it is configured. Okay, suppose if it is a freshly installed system, say for example, we have an installed EP2 or EP3, and should ask Shubham to perform the system monitoring setup. Shubham first has to do is like you have to push the data through the data supplier from the managing system to SLD, and from SLD it will automatically configure to LMDB. So after it has come to LMDB, you have to create the technical extended system ID. It is stored like EP1, like EP1 car 01, car 02, car 02. So similarly, you have to create. Shubham has to create for EP3 car 01, EP3 car 02. It's not car. You can put like on your own name, but here we are following some standard naming convention. Okay, so you create the second extended system IDs and keep it ready. Once all those things are done, then you come to this part, the solution monitoring part. The system monitoring part, then you have to start from the beginning, overview, configure, infrastructure, everything and all. But since it is already done, I'm directly going to the template maintenance. So if you see here, these are the predefined templates for database instance, database replication group, host, technical instance, technical system, tenant, whatever, everything. Okay, I'll start with the host. Okay, so if I go to host, okay, AX, SP Unix, Linux, OS 400, Solaris, Windows, ZOS. These are all types of the operating system that SAP is supporting. Okay, but currently in our landscape for all the customers, we have only Linux. Okay, not even HP Unix. It's only Linux and the Windows. Okay, so we have to go to that Linux part. And in Linux, we have created templates for each and every customer. Like ABC is a customer, so that is for ABC Linux. Carpet, we have another customer, so it's Carpet Linux. And even for non-prod Carpet Linux, there is a different template for non-production system. Because production system needs more metrics to be monitored, but in non-production system, it is not all the metrics that needs to be monitored. Only very critical thing needs to be monitored with the Carhartt Linux. Okay, the template name is what we choose. It's not by default it comes. Okay, we can create Zoom Linux or Arun Kumar Linux or whatever it is. It's just a name. Okay. Then Cotasoft also we have Linux, and Red Solid is another client. We have templates created for them as well. Okay. What I am showing you is like a Carhartt Linux. Okay. Just a template. You need to know about what is a template and what information it actually holds. Okay, so this is the name. If you go to the metrics, you will get to know about what are all the alerts that we are configuring. Okay, so the metrics, these are all the defined, SAP defined metrics. Okay, one is host network availability. When the host goes down, okay, when the host goes down, you will get this alert. For example, one of the VM, production VM goes down, you will get an alert like host network availability under the name of host not available. Okay, I'll show you a sample one. This is one alert. This is an alert generated by the solution manager. It says the host not available, start time, end time, manage the object. This is the host that is missing or that has gone down. Okay, manage the type is host, and the rating is because it is definitely not available. It comes under the category of availability. The status is open. Okay. There is an attachment to that. I'm just opening that attachment to see what it is. It says the host network availability. This is exactly what we see. Host network availability is what we are seeing here. Host network availability. Okay. So similarly, host agent availability, file system free, file system used. Say for example, one of the file system was filled up and it is 100% full. So I need to get an alert. So this metric will be used to generate the alert. Okay. These are all done by the solution manager itself. You don't have to create it. It's an automatic monitoring. All you need to do is just you have to enable it. See, the tick should be there. Okay, this metric is not needed, so we are not enabled because it's still file system free in MD, right? So we don't need it, but we need to know about the percentage use. Okay, amount of free is actually good for us. But if it is 100% full, now we need to get an alert, right? So for that, it is enabled. Okay, so for the use, file age, file size, almost all the things will be here. How much CPU is used? Okay, if you see CPU idle, CPU load average, CPU load average for 1 minute, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, everything, free memory, capacity use, memory swap. We saw command, right? Free-G or free-H or top command, right? So there you saw the amount of swap free, the amount of swap current, total use, all those things will be monitored by this template. Okay, guaranteed capacity, page in, page out, virtualization, total memory size, everything will be there here. Okay, you just need to enable it, whichever is needed for it. That's it. Okay. So this is for the operating system. Okay. Similarly, can I do it for SAP application server? Yes, it is possible. It is possible. Okay. Go to the technical instance. Okay. The technical instance, these are all the technical instance defined. Okay. But what we currently are going is for SAP ABAP 7.1.IS. This is where it is our Carhartt and other stuff are being categorized. Okay. So go to non-part Carhartt, SAP, whatever it is. Okay. Please go there and you can see all this information here. Connectivity from Java to ABAP. This is the availability alert. Instance local HTTP availability, local logon test, instance status. If the instance status is down, you'll get an alert. The VM is down, you just take it out. Okay. So all those information you can define it over here. Short dump. Okay. Dialog, work process time, external memory usage. Morning we saw that right, ST02. In that we have an extended heap memory usage is there, right? When that got filled up, you will get an alert under this category, extended memory use. Lots of things are here. You'll get to know when you start configuring it. I'm very sure that in future, if you guys, after you are put into SAP basis, you will be definitely having an SAP installation. So after it is installed, you will be performing this. Okay. So don't worry about this. If you see here, active is fine, it is enabled, but what is modified? Okay. So the modified in the sense you are changing the threshold value. So the SAP defined values will be something. Okay. Say for example, this severity level and other things you can modify according to our wish. Okay, so that is why it was showing as modified. Okay, this modified informations are all called things. And there is a concept called custom creator. Not only for these metrics, you can combine all some 2 or 3 and you can create your own custom description over here. Okay, that is also possible. But technically, we use the standard SAP templates and the metrics that comes across. Okay, we don't technically create other things. This would be sufficient for us. So these are all the templates. Okay, so template is there for DB as well. If you go and see for DB also we have template. So these many DBs are IBM DB2, MS SQL, MassDB, Oracle, SAP AAC, Sybase or Sybase, and we have HANA database as well. So to go to HANA database, Carhartt SAP HANA database. DB connection corporate status, DB host status, activity status, HTTP daemon status, all this information. So this is the reason why SAP is recommending to have the solution manager implemented in the landscape. Just main purpose is to monitor. The main purpose of monitoring is to get to know about any instance or any critical things to be left unmissed. Okay, as soon as something goes wrong, we need to get informed. So that is the reason you install Solution Manager, you connect all the managed system to the Solution Manager, you pass all the information from the data supplier SLD to LMDB and from LMDB to Solution Manager and then perform the system on. So once this is done, it will be very useful for us to get to know about all the information. Okay. So getting us informed through an alert is the first step of monitoring. Okay, so if you get an alert, then what we are going to react is the next part. Okay, so how if the VM is stopped, we need to find out why it is stopped, then bring it up, then the service is restored. That's it. Okay, so but keeping us informed is a very, very important topic in the Solution Manager, and it is mandatory. It is a very good thing for us also. We do have custom scripts for monitoring as well, but it takes time to test it. Okay, so that is the reason we are using the standard template. We do have custom scripts developed by our teammates Prasanna. So he developed some scripts to monitor the table growth and other stuff like that. But it is also can be done here as well. Why I am saying it's like it's not completely we should depend on SAP Solution Manager for monitoring. There are also third-party tools for monitoring. We have App Dynamics. Okay. Even in Solution Manager, there is an Intrascope. There is another tool which monitors the live of Java. SAP Java system can be lively monitored. Okay, you need not log into each and every application server. Say, for example, if a Java system has 5 to 10 application servers, will you be able to log into 5 application servers parallelly to monitor it? No, it is not possible, right? So that case, you enable monitoring as well as you use Intrascope monitoring to monitor the system live. That is also possible. Okay, so this is a template. Templates are very, very important. They form the core of setting up the system monitoring. Okay, you choose a template, you create a copy of it, and then you enable the alerts or metrics whichever you want. Okay, enable it and provide an email ID for us to inform, right? So you give the email ID here, the basic incident tab. So here you have the installment DL is there, right? So this is the DL. We are getting an alert from here. Okay. So you get alert whenever something goes wrong or something needs to be improved. That's it. Then you run it and you finish it. That's it. So this is the monitoring part. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
that's it from the monitoring. You guys have any questions? You can ask me.
Mm, no, not exactly the question. There is a lot of confusion in this solution manager part because there is a lot of stuff to
Yeah,
do in this.
exactly. You see, it's not something like you have to be very good in the solution monitoring. Solution monitoring, so Solman monitoring, or even Solman, if you take solution manager, it's not only used for monitoring. There are plenty of other activities are there. Okay, there is a charm change management system. Okay, then DVM data volume monitoring. Thousands of work are there. Even if you will be wondering to see if there is a different solution manager consultant available in the market. Okay, it's not they are not basis, they are not ABAP, they are not functional, but they are solution manager consultants available. Okay, they work only in the solution manager. Okay, they will be using all the other utilities. Apart from monitoring, they use root cause analysis, DVM, GLP. There are lots of other work there. But from the basic point of view, we need to know what solution manager is, how the monitoring setup is done. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, so if you see here,
Okay.
these many tasks are there in solution manager. If you go to each and every tab, you can see all the work that are being done in solution manager. These many activities you can perform in solution manager. But we are primarily concentrating as a basic consultant, we are primarily concentrating on the monitoring part. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, you can use it for business improvement, process monitoring, process operations, everything is the solution manager. Custom code management. These are all the activities of solution manager. Root cause analysis, data DVM, data volume management, PPM, project and process management, IT service management, text to suit,
Yeah.
job management. You can monitor the job. Okay, lot of works are there in solution management.
Okay.
We are currently using only 5 to 10% of we are utilizing only 5 to 10% as a basic factor. That's it.
Okay.
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 Yeah.